Today, we're giving you 5 tips to help you get better with PowerPoint. Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and I think that PowerPoint is one of the most intimidating parts of the Microsoft Office suite. Unlike other things in the Office suite, once you're done putting your information and designing the presentation, that's only half the battle. You actually have to stand in front of people and present the information. Unlike Word or Excel, once you're done with that, you can send it to whoever you want to and the information is there. PowerPoint is about the information and the presentation. So let's get into some things to help you make better PowerPoint presentations. The first thing is to always use subtitles. Why? Some people don't have the same hearing capabilities as other people. We want to be inclusive in presenting our information. No matter if you're hearing or you suffer some type of hearing loss, we still want you to absorb what we're saying. How can I be effective if everybody can't understand what I'm saying, right? So having subtitles helps a lot of people. I don't have a hearing loss, but I love subtitles on everything I do. When I watch TV, when I watch YouTube videos, because if I read the words, I understand them better. So even if somebody isn't suffering from hearing loss, if you have subtitles there, you can have people have a better understanding. People like me who just love to read, and I like to listen and read at the same time. Being more inclusive by adding subtitles can only help you, right? So how do you do this? If you go to the slideshow tab and go down to the far right where it says always use subtitles, click that. And once you're giving your presentation, subtitles can appear wherever you want them to appear. I like to put them at the bottom. That's where I'm used to having captions on TV and videos is at the bottom. So I put them on the bottom. And let me demonstrate how that works now. So you go here to slideshow and then you have this right here. Always use subtitles. You want to do that. And let's go ahead and start this presentation. We're going to go from the beginning, and you should see at the bottom right here, you should see me and whatever words I'm saying. So this is really good for, again, people who are hard of hearing or people like me who just likes to read things on screen so I can have a better understanding. It's really good. And I think it does a really good job, even with my voice. I don't enunciate a lot of things really well. And it's there so you can have just one more presentation tool so you can include everybody in your whole presentation. I think it's a really good thing to have. Yeah. The next tip is to only use 3 to 5 bullet points per slide. Why is that? Well, if I'm doing a presentation, how does it look if I put a whole paragraph on a slide? If I'm going to do that and I'm going to read off this whole paragraph to you, why didn't I just print off what I was going to read and just hand it to you and you can read it yourself? You didn't come to hear me read off a slide. What you came here is to hear my presentation about the points. So if I have 3 main points, I don't know why I keep pointing back here. So if I have 3 main points on my slide, let's say we're talking about bananas and I have yellow fruit, delicious. Right? So those are the 3 points I need to hit. If I go and have a whole paragraph about the origin of where bananas are from and what desserts you can use on the slide, then you're doing nothing. You're not presenting the information where people can absorb it. So if you just hit we're going to talk about bananas, it being yellow. So here's how it's yellow. You show a picture of it, or it's a fruit and things like that. It's a tool. It's not the presentation. It's there to help you. It's not there to do the work for you. Any more than 3 bullet points per slide, you lose people. People don't want to sit there and read a slide on a projector. They're here to hear you present. So 3 to 5 bullet points per slide. I would tell you to do 3. Keeps things flowing good. It lessens your work and it focuses people on the presentation. The next one is using animations and transitions effectively. What do I mean? Not every animation and transition is for every audience. If you look at a whole bunch of these different slide transitions, a lot of them are pretty cool and I like a lot of them, but they're not for every occasion. You have something like origami. Origami transition wouldn't be the best transition for like a business meeting, but if you're doing something like a presentation for like children, it may be fantastic. So know your audience, and that should determine what transitions you should use. Also, you don't want to use a whole bunch of different transitions that take away from your message. If you're doing all this, nice cutesy stuff like the curtain one or the one that turns into an airplane and leave, you're distracting from your information if that's not the audience you're there for. If it's a business meeting, maybe that's not the best transition to use. As far as animations, you don't want to use too many different animations. Stick with like 3 or 4 and keep those. And not everything on your slide needs to be animated, right? You animate to emphasize points. It doesn't distract. It's there to add a little flair. So a simple fade in or a simple just drop down or something simple just to add to the presentation. The slideshow isn't the most important part of the presentation. You presenting is the most important part. The next one is use contrasting colors in your presentation. Why is that important? You want your information to be easy to read. So if you don't use contrasting colors, you're losing people in your presentation. Contrasting colors are like black and white, black and yellow, blue and white, things that can easily be seen together, right? You don't want anything like pink and red or black and purple, right? If people can't read what's on the slide, then that distracts from your presentation. People start getting uninterested. You lose your point. So use contrasting colors in all your slides. It helps so much. Let me show you a couple examples of some contrasting slides. You have this one right here. It's pretty good. You see the contrast on that one. You have this one right here that's really easy to read. Also this one. This is another one that has a lot of contrast in its color scheme. Let me show you one that doesn't do a good job of contrasting. And that's this one right here. You see how the words blend into the background and it's not easy to read. You need to make your presentation as seamless as possible. You need to take every barrier you can out of it so your presentation is that much better. So the last tip is going to be use Rehearse with Coach to help you practice your presentation. What is that? So go to the slide show and click Rehearse with Coach. And what it does is it listens to how you present things. It'll give you really good information about how long it took, how many slides you presented, what pace, how many words per minute were you going. If that's something, you don't want to go too slow because you lose people's interest, and you also don't want to go too fast because you also will lose people's interest. So having a nice medium pace is good. So it helps you with that. It also helps to tell you if you're monotone or not, if you're not having enough intonation in your voice to keep people's attention, right? It talks about filler words, just like and and what and really, all those filler words. It helps you. Hey, you're doing a lot of these filler words and you need to be cognizant of it, right? You need to be aware that you're using all these filler words. It has a lot of different things to help you with your presentation. If you don't have anybody there to give you pointers, you have this thing to practice over and over again to help refine your presentation. Let me give you a demonstration of what that looks like. So this is Rehearse with Coach. If you go to the slide portion of your PowerPoint and go to Rehearse with Coach, this is what we're going to use. So we're going to click on Rehearse with Coach and you see this little thing at the bottom right, start rehearsing. So let's do that. So this is the first slide that I have. This is the end. This chess piece is there. I think it's awesome. Yeah. It gives you a report of all the things that you did or didn't do. So let's look at some of this report. You have pacing, your pace over time, that was good. It gives you a lot of different things that you can do. They said I use inclusive language. I guess not a lot of he and she and things that help people feel less othered, I guess. I'm not sure what it means. You can learn more. It measures and how it measures it, right? I guess ethnic slur. I'm guessing you don't want it. Yeah. So that is Rehearse with Coach. Unless you rehearse your PowerPoint presentations. What are some presentation tips that you use in your PowerPoint presentations? Let me know in the comments section below. That's it. Thanks for joining me. If you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this type of video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like this type of video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.